What does it mean to say, I am? Is consciousness an accident of biology? Or is it the fabric of the universe? On Spinning the Light, we bridge the gap between ancient wisdom and modern inquiry. We're stripping away the illusions of the ego to find the radiant core of human existence. Join us, your hosts, Christy and Sharon, as we unravel the mysteries of the mind and illuminate the true nature of being. This is Spinning the Light. To truly love ourselves as the divine, eternal spiritual beings that we are, and pass along that love to our fellow beings and to all of creation, by serving as conduits for the unconditional love of the Creator for the creation. By showing compassion and forgiveness, we bring healing energy of infinite capacity into all levels of this material realm. Eben Alexander, Map of Heaven.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome to Spinning the Light. We're your hosts, Christy and
Sharon. Yeah, so many things going on.
Definitely.
As always, a lot of our topics come not only just from conversations you and I have, because we're always talking.
We are always talking.
Always.
And
We're always,
our presence here.
yes. But we talk about a lot of things that we really feel, things that really resonate with us and stuff. And then oftentimes in my practice, it's so amazing to me when I'll see these things in my practice.
Yeah.
The same questions, some of the same stuff going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Starting to see some of these things show up with people.
So that's what brings us to our topic today.
Yes. Universally, a new view of reality is emerging. Our understanding of this soul journey that we are all on is coming into view, a fresh perspective. Simply, if for no other reason, that the beliefs we've held for so long are not adding up. These are scripts that we have been taught from the moment of birth, and we build our whole identities around them without even asking, is this really me? Is this really my light? Is this my soul? Or is this a construct that I've bought into and things that we believe to be true? Through the expectations of others, we get caught up in the roles that we play. Fulfilling the expectations of others is not what makes us a good person. In fact, it takes away from our intrinsic ability to show up. When we start to really look at what we're doing, if we're doing something out of obligation, and it's not about our light and how we show up in the world, when we learn to identify this, it helps us to have a better perception of ourselves and of others.
And I think that's really the key thing, is that how many times do people use words like, I'm this, I'm that, I have this disorder, I have this illness? It's these words that we use as descriptive words for who we are, even faith-based.
And yes, and even the more that we use them, how it solidifies it in our mind.
Yes. So if I say, I am this, I am that, then my brain goes to this place of, okay, well, then I'm going to create these narratives that make you this all of the time. And it's how do we shift those narratives in a way and get away from those scripts?
Mm-hmm.
So much of the time when people are in my office, it's really about these ideas of how they're supposed to respond to a situation. If they didn't respond that way, then there's something wrong with them. If I do respond this way, then I become a victim to this. It's all of these words that we use to describe ourselves in any given situation.
Well, exactly. And there again, like I said, we have this idea that in order to be a good person, we have to fulfill these obligations that these people, the scripts that they have put on us.
Well, and a good one is caretaker, caregiver.
Yes.
Oh, I'm a caregiver. So then, even as a parent, if you're a caregiver, your kids leave, now you're there like, who am I? We are multifaceted people. We have multiple interests. We do multiple things, but yet we will identify with one or two things.
Mhm.
And so oftentimes when empty nest syndrome is, the parent is there like, who am I now?
Yeah.
Because we teach, you're a parent, 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 parent. Who cares that if you have a job, you hike or bike or
Right. Yes, your identity becomes so wrapped up in that role that you don't know who you are without it.
we have that with the oldest sibling. The oldest sibling is often the caretaker, and they're put in that position. And I don't think it's that parents do it with intention to do that, but it's just necessity sometimes. If we have to work, well, you have to take care of the kid. And how many times do you sit there and say, when you're the younger one, I don't have to listen to them. They're not my mom. They're not my dad.
Mhm.
And then the trouble starts. No.
Yeah, but I think that putting someone in that position then plays out throughout their life
Yes.
and has such an impact in how they deal in the world.
Oh, absolutely. And I think when we do, and that becomes that script that we're taught.
Mhm.
And but the thing is when do we question, does it resonate with? Because when you're a caretaker, caregiver, on one end you're there like, oh, I really enjoy this. On the other end, you're completely burned out because
Exactly.
you're not caretaking yourself. You have made everything external to you. And then when you make everything external to you, my happiness, my joy is in taking care of people and doing these things. Then guess what? My whole life is going to be about, I'm only going to feel good when I'm taking care of somebody else and all this. But when you learn that your primary goal, your primary responsibility is to yourself. And the thing is there's so many organizations, people, and everything out there who don't want that for you.
No. When we're so busy fulfilling those roles, we're not leaving space for us to take care of ourselves. And when you're taking care of yourself, then you're better able to help someone else out. I always love that example where that they, in when you're on a flight and they always tell you when the mask drops, you put yours on first. Otherwise, you can't help the person next to you. I think that's a great example of that.
Exactly. Yeah. If I'm busy trying to put my mask on my child, well, okay, now the child's alive and I'm dead. What have I done? I can put my mask on and still keep my child safe. But we're taught this in what? Oh, we got to do this. And we don't understand that that's not how that works.
Mm-mm.
But that's a great example because we're inundated with these messages.
Yeah.
We're inundated with them. And once again, the moment we are born, we're prescribed certain things: our name, our gender, our belief.
Mm-hmm.
Those three are the big ones. And the big one is the belief. So we grow up with the belief or the culture or whatever that is.
Exactly.
And sometimes you don't question it. And you're taught not to question it. This is the way it is.
Yeah.
And be okay with it.
But then you don't realize that that is what's causing incongruency in you, and you're depleted and exhausted and you're unhappy with the situation. You're doing so many things out of an obligation you feel to, like I said, show up as what you think you should be doing, and it's not taking an interpersonal look at what is it that I need.
And you know, the thing is people understand it's exhausting.
Yes.
You wonder why you're tired all the time? Because you're too busy being somebody else and something else for everybody else. It's exhausting. And I think at some point we are all that. We all run into those things. But how many times I am sitting and talking with my clients and they're unhappy. And when I say, why are you doing what you're doing? Oh, well, my parents said that I should go this way because if I go this way, it's not going to be as beneficial for me. But even though I really like this, I really should go this way. And so it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
But now, once again, when you sit back, and then we get frustrated and even pissed off at ourselves a little bit when we realize that we're not living our life. And then so what we do is we get mad at those parents or whoever has guided us or pushed us into those things.
Mm-hmm.
We get mad at ourselves.
Exactly.
And so it's a cycle that just keeps going and going and going.
Mm-hmm. And I know you have said about that you've had a few examples that you've talked with people about how that these perceptions that we have of things and what our obligation is to them is completely covering up what is it that I need for myself to be able to really be in line with how I want to show up in the world.
Well, that's part of our coaching. We talk to clients about that. Who are we?
Mhm.
One of our coaching clients, that caretaker role, and
Mhm.
being so ingrained in it that you almost look controlling.
Yeah.
But it's because you take your role so seriously,
Mhm.
but you're also unhappy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
There's an unhappiness to it. Or even if it's not unhappy, you think you're happy. You think because you've been told this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And why is it important? It's because it's about our inner connection to source. Our inner light is our connection to source. And when I use the term source, I'm talking about our creator. Our
God,
Yeah.
Allah, whatever you call it, universe, energy.
These scripts have our path blocked, and when we cannot feel our internal light, we create separation between us and the infinite source.
And I think that that's really powerful because we are we're blocked because we're listening to these outside sources. We're not listening internally. We're not paying attention.
Mhm.
We're not hearing when that soul piece of us says, I need quiet. I need breath.
Exactly.
I need care. I need attention.
Yeah.
We're not listening.
And we have to look at who is providing these scripts and what are their secondary gains in doing so.
And we have secondary gains. Everything we do, there's a secondary gain.
Mhm.
Okay. And secondary gains are not, they can be positive, negative, but there's a secondary gain to the things that we do.
Yeah.
And I asked that of a client. I said, what is the secondary gain for you staying in this? He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, think about it. You don't like it, but why do you stay here in this space? He goes, it's comfortable.
Mhm.
He
Exactly.
goes, it doesn't take effort by me and I'm tired. And so I don't want to expend energy. And I said, but do you understand if you take care of this, you will have energy?
Mhm.
And that's hard concept for them to understand.
Very much so. We get caught up. We get comfortable, even though we're unhappy with the situation. But in this way, we don't have to change anything. And sometimes it's because we don't know what to change to.
Well, and I think that's even a construct. What I mean is, we're taught that change is hard on us.
Hmm.
But yet, historically, they would teach adaptability and resilience.
Well, and I think therein lies the secret, is that it is about our flexibility. That is what creates that resiliency and the ability to handle situations.
Exactly. But once again, when we don't question, we feel like we're taught that change is hard.
Hmm.
We're taught that, what if you don't like it?
Well, it's because change can feel uncomfortable at first.
Yes, because guess what? We've been stuck in the script.
Hmm.
And anytime we work to change the script, there is discomfort in that. There is this thing of, oh my gosh, what if I do it wrong? What if it's not what I want? Great. Become whatever you want. Look at things, take this, take that. I think when we're learning about who we are on that more spiritual level, that level of our consciousness and stuff, we get better at it and become more effective at it when we start looking at other things.
Hmm.
Read more, study more, talk more to people, create connections, learn about people, learn about cultures,
Yeah.
learn something different than what I know.
Yes. Because it teaches us so much more about ourselves.
Absolutely. And we gain knowledge, and in gaining knowledge, we can incorporate the things that resonate with us. But the thing is we have to learn to question.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this a little bit, is one of the places we're taught to not question is faith or religion. We're going to call it faith and religion. We're going to use those interchangeably.
Mhm.
It amazes me to hear somebody say, and I'm going to use it. It could be any religion, but I'm not going to use all the so this is an example. It is not a knock on any religion or anything, because I think religion is very important to people. And I think that it is a foundation that people need because it can help in that growth and development. Okay. But when I hear somebody say, I'm a good Christian, or that person's a good Christian, we are taught, somehow we've been taught to not look at behavior.
Yeah.
We will listen to words.
Mhm.
And everybody's guilty of it. I don't care who it is. We are all guilty of it on many levels. I love you, but I treat you like crap. But you love me. Does the behavior match? No. I really support you, but I'm sabotaging you. Does the behavior match? We are so busy saying the words,
Yeah.
talking the talk. It's the same thing when somebody says about somebody being a Christian and all this, and I'll say, does it match? If I'm sitting there and I'm saying bring harm to others, if I'm sitting there and name calling or encouraging others to be hateful, if I'm doing anything that is hurtful to another human being and I'm not showing empathy and concern, how does that align with Christianity?
Exactly.
Because if we're using Christianity, Jesus's whole thing was he just loved everybody.
Mhm.
Love thy neighbor as thyself. If I truly love myself, I could not bring harm to another human being because love is our ultimate frequency.
Mhm.
So it doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
And I will question people. And I've had these conversations with people because it'll be like, well, this person says they're a good person, a Christian, whatever religion it is, it doesn't matter. But are you following the faith?
Mhm.
Or are you listening to the script?
Exactly. And I think we have this desire to want to believe what someone is saying. So you add that in, and when their actions don't reflect, then it is very disheartening. And that doesn't show the integrity of that person.
Exactly. And it's our integrity. It's what we're doing. Are we doing those things that follow that moral compass?
Yeah.
That thing, that moral compass is not only about my well being, it is about the well being of all.
Mhm.
We went to a service not that long ago, and it was such an amazing service because it was one of the best services I've been to. It was a military service, and so honored to be there. So, so honored to be there because the message was clear.
It was all about love.
It was about love. It was about the love this man had for his family, the love he had for the military. It was just an amazing, and I walked away feeling that light.
Yeah. And talked about how this person led by example in the way that he taught his children and those things. So you could see through his actions his genuine intent and that love that existed.
He was our neighbor,
Mhm.
and we would often talk and we'd share gardening ideas, and just we would just talk. We would just go over and talk and stuff. And that's that thing of love thy neighbor as thyself. What do you do?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Somehow it seems like that message has been lost in all of the noise.
And I think when we're looking at that, it's challenge ourselves to not be afraid to challenge, to look at, ask those questions, not just of myself, but if I'm around people and if they're saying this, but they're doing this, if it's there's that incongruency, question it.
Mhm.
Oh my God, I do this all the time in therapy
Right.
with people. They'll be in relationships that really aren't healthy.
Well, and like I say, that's partially, I think, we want to believe what somebody else is saying. Well, we want to believe that they care about us. And if their actions aren't showing that.
Well, and we're taught that people who love us won't hurt us.
Mm.
We're taught that we trust those people.
But they're also the ones that have the greatest ability to
Hurt us.
hurt us.
The stranger down the road doesn't mean anything to me. So how can they hurt me? But this is what what we're talking about when we talk about challenge the script.
Yes.
We also get afraid to challenge the script because we don't want to admit we made a wrong choice. Who cares? We're all practicing in life, and we do, in our practice, we make wrong choices. It is okay. And sometimes our choice isn't even wrong. It's just a stepping stone to the next one. It's a path.
Mm-hmm.
And when we start looking at these things as paths and not, I'm wrong, I'm a failure, I'm this, I'm that, these scripts that we've been taught,
Mm-hmm.
if we start to do that, if we start to look at it as a script and we start to say, do I want to be a character in this script? Does it really feel right to me? And if the answer is no, start looking at that internal dialogue of questioning of what is it for me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you see it in somebody else, somebody that's stating about being Christian, but nothing shows that they follow any of what it really truly means to be Christian.
Then question it. If it's somebody who says they love you and it's not matching, question it.
Yeah.
If it's somebody who says your best interest is in, they have your best interest, but it doesn't feel, question it.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, whatever. There's so many faiths out there. Whatever it is, Wiccan, agnostic, which I guess isn't a faith, but
Yeah.
but whatever it is.
But the important thing is to identify it, because once you have that awareness, then you can have a better understanding of where it's coming from and how it's impacting you and what your response is to it.
And sometimes we have to ask the question, if my script is, I'm a parent and I'm supposed to do these things, but sometimes you're prevented from doing them. Why are you still trying to fill that script of something that you really can't do? And sometimes that's through divorce and stuff.
I was going to say, because somebody said you should.
And I've had many of those where there's a block and they're not allowed access to their kid. Really weird things. Not because there's abuse or anything else, just they just don't, that other parent just cuts them off.
Yeah.
And the courts intervene sometimes they don't. I mean, then it's a big court case, and then sometimes it's like, is it even worth, I mean, it's just a lot of that stuff that takes place. And one of the things I say is, if you are involved in that, sometimes write notes. If it's their birthdays, get all that together, because sometimes you can send it and they don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, if that you can't develop the relationship right now for whatever reason, stop beating your head against the wall because the narrative says this is what you're supposed to do, the script. Rewrite the script. I still want to be able to have this. Then document. Do stuff like write them letters.
Yeah.
On your 10th birthday, I was thinking, or whatever that, you can still do some of those things. Maybe not in this moment.
Yeah, maybe they don't get to learn that until later
Yes.
in life, but it will have an impact at that time when it's really going to matter, because if you're cut off from that child, then you're not going to be able to build that relationship in that way. But if you journal or do something like that and write down your thoughts and feelings.
Oh, here's another good one. I love those people who don't want to be married, but we're going to stay married because our parents were divorced and we don't want to be like our parents. So now you have this scripture following.
Yeah.
And they're like, what does that have to do with you? I don't understand. So you're going to stay married? Your kids are going to be miserable too? Because a lot of times the kids are like, oh God, just please divorce.
Sometimes
So, but once again, it's all of the stuff. It's what I don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And stop telling me what you don't want to be. Tell me what you want to be. I can help you be what you want to be. I can't help you to not be what you don't want to be. I don't even know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
So pay attention. What is it you want?
Yeah.
And I always love that. I don't want to be sad anymore. Okay, what do you want? I don't want to be sad anymore. Okay, I can't. That tells me nothing. Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be content? What do you want? Do you want to be calm? Do you want? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's that other script that we follow.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be very disheartening. And there's a lot of stuff going on. And a lot of stuff that people agree with, don't agree with, whatever it is. But even in those things, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? Is it truly what I feel and what resonates with me? Is it something that, once again, aligns me, my light, my soul with the Creator?
Yeah.
If I don't feel that connection with the Creator, then I have to ask myself, where's that block?
Yeah.
What is getting in the way of that? And we should all have that connection.
Exactly. That's where our joy lives, to be able to find our passion and our purpose and to move beyond what we're doing in this material world out of obligation. We have to take a look at it because it impacts our spiritual connection.
And our spiritual growth and our spiritual connection is not a religion.
Mm-mm.
Okay? A religion is an organization. Our spirituality, our soul is ours.
Yeah.
Our connection to the higher power, God, source, whatever you want to call it, is a personal relationship.
Yeah.
It is a very deep connected relationship with source, with God, with oneness, all. There's so many words for it. Allah, whatever you use as that word that is your definition of that greater power.
Mm-hmm.
Too much of the time, people are looking at, they think religion gets them there, but you can be, it doesn't matter what you're taught. If you don't implement what you were taught, and if it does not resonate with you, you will not use it, but you will keep spewing it.
Mm-hmm.
I still love my dad. I mean, I didn't used to love him. I still love him.
Sure.
But I used to love what he would do is every Ash Wednesday, he would call me. He thought, do you know what today is? Yes, Dad, it is Wednesday, and it is Ash Wednesday. He goes, I need to remind you it's Ash Wednesday. I said, Dad, you do know that I am not a Catholic, really. I'm not a practicing Catholic. I haven't been a practicing Catholic for a long time. And even though they weren't practicing Catholics, my parents were very spiritual people.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned spirituality, I think, through them, or I did anyway. I don't know. I can't answer for my other siblings, but there was a spirituality about them. Would you agree with that? I mean, you've known them for a hot minute.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's cool is I didn't learn a lot about their religious beliefs through talk like that. They just were the people that they were, and though they demonstrated what they felt was being a good person. And I appreciate that about them. I love that I got to see what they, like I say, is a good person. They showed up in that way. And I love that.
I was truly blessed.
Yeah.
With that, and I think that that is something that has really, I think, helped me on my journey as well
Mm-hmm.
to this relationship with the higher power. Because now we're not. I don't think we're saying we're there. I think we're saying we're on the journey.
Yeah, exactly.
But in order for us to even be on the journey, we had to start questioning those things, fundamental, even fundamental things. If I say this, how does it match with what I'm doing?
Yeah.
If I say I'm supposed to be kind to others and I walk by somebody who is experiencing homelessness and I have a feeling of negativity or judgment against them, I'm not displaying any of that.
Mm-mm.
None. When I walk by them, I should have empathy.
Yeah.
I should care. And I picked that because I think there's a lot of stuff about people experiencing homelessness that people do have a feeling about them.
Mm-hmm.
Or once again, watching somebody who's on Snap or whatever, buying those things. Stop the judgment. There is nothing in our relationship with the higher power that has judgment in it.
Exactly.
Nothing.
We have to be very aware of that and constantly call ourselves on those moments of judgment because we do it often.
We do that with each other too.
Yeah.
Because we will. We'll be there like, "Oh," and it's like, are you judging? Oh my God, yes, I was. Let me back away from that. Let me rephrase that. You said that the other day. Oh, wait, I was having a judge. I was judging there.
Yeah.
But but we have to bring it into our awareness so we can practice it.
Yeah.
Because we've been taught to judge.
Mm-hmm. At every turn.
Even though in religion, that's not even part of it.
Right.
In religion, in religions, we're taught to love, to do no harm.
Exactly.
All of those things, but I don't know why those get pushed off to the side and we're taught other things.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And so we have to question. We have to question ourselves, and we have to be
willing to be honest.
Yes. Brutally honest.
Mm-hmm.
Brutally honest.
Take accountability for that.
There we show up with our integrity.
Yeah.
And that's integrity in our moral compass is so important. But if you're sitting there and you're judging people and you're getting angry with people because they have something you don't have, or all of these things, or because of somebody's color or gender or any of those things, if there's a judgment there, and if you think they are less than, you got to start doing that internal dialogue.
You're part of the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you are not living that life. And if you profess to be Christian, a good Muslim, Jew, Hindu, whatever it is,
Not about doing harm.
it's do no harm.
Yep.
Do no harm. And when it's do no harm, it's not only do no harm to others, it is also do no harm to yourself.
And that's a big one.
Do no harm to yourself. It is a huge one.
Yeah.
So be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Show yourself some grace. And understand this is all practice. And it's practice every day. And if you feel yourself judging, I'll go, oh, am I judging that person? Walk away from it, because judgment will come back on you. You're starting to have an emotional reaction that is not a good one based on somebody else. That's their life. Leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the script we've been taught. We've been taught to judge others.
Yeah.
We have to question all this. And it takes time.
It does.
And it takes practice.
Takes practice every day.
Every day.
Because we're human, and that's just
what
it is.
Every day we're doing this. Every day we're practicing. So the stuff that we talk about, we actually practice on a daily basis.
Yes.
And we call each other out.
Mm-hmm. It has to be a constant upkeep kind of thing. You know, you don't brush your teeth once and be done. It's maintenance.
Oh, yeah. We need a lot of maintenance. All of us do.
Yes.
That continuous care.
Yeah.
So we hope that you enjoyed this, and you can kind of hope there's some little gems in there that you guys can walk away with. And, really, I guess the big thing is take care of you first.
Yes.
Know you.
Recognize there's conditioning happening all the time. We gotta be keenly aware of these things because it impacts how we interact with others.
And sometimes we find that we're not living a happy life. And it does suck when we step away and we realize the reason we're not living a happy life is because we're spewing somebody else's rhetoric.
Yeah.
And it sucks to find it out, but it's better to find it out than live the life and not do you.
Yeah.
So anyway, we hope you all have a great week. We will be back next week.
Yeah.
With another riveting episode. No. We hope it's riveting. We hope it's enlightening or something.
Thanks so much for tuning in. You can find us on any social media, pretty much. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We are Worlds of Wonders, where the inner world meets the outer world.
So it's World of Wonders, Spinning the Light.
Yes.
Also on TikTok.
Yep. And of course, our website is spinningthelightpodcast.com. You can find all of our content there. We appreciate if you subscribe, follow, like, do all those wonderful things.
Yeah, there's so much to that too.
Tell your friends.
Tell your enemies. I don't care. Because if they're your enemies and then they learn something and they might become your friend. You never know.
I might.
Anyway, thank you so much. And we will be back next week.